morning, guys. So today is day one of my meal plan given to me by Sadiq, and it's about 7:30 in the morning. I'm gonna get up and start cooking my first meal, which happens to be, as you can see over here, we got everything lined up. I'm gonna have 311 grams of sweet potato, 340 grams of egg whites, 3/4 cup of carrots, and 1/4 cup of some pistachios. So really quite an odd combination, but at this point we're eating for fuel. We're eating to get the correct fats in, carbs, protein, all in the right ratio. So no more eating for taste. Okay, so I've got my sweet potatoes all cut up into pretty even sections. I gave them a wash and a little bit of a dry, so they're a little bit wet, and I've pricked them all around with a knife just to make sure they all cook right through. So I'm going to pop these in the microwave, and I'm not too sure, but I'm going to cook these for about 5 minutes, give them a check then. And there they go. Next up is, I think, the carrots. So the broccoli is layers, but my carrots are in there, so that's 3/4 cups carrots. I'm gonna run over to the fridge, pick up some egg whites. This stuff is really handy. This carton is a kilo, so that's a kilo of egg whites. Gotta measure out about 340 grams, I believe, and probably just gonna scramble them on a pan. Okay, I'm gonna measure this out in my protein, whatchamacallit. Let's see if we can get this right the first time. Close enough. 343. So quite a lot of egg whites. But gotta do what's necessary. Now, can't find the right kind. Bear with me. Okay, I got my pan. Gonna pop that on there and get cooking. There we go. Okay, got my egg whites, got my potato, carrots, and my pistachio, and I'm gonna throw a little bit of this barbecue seasoning over the top of this. And that is meal number one. Okay guys, so right here we got some pork steak. This is the leanest cut of the pork I could actually get in the butchers. So this is going to be meal two. This is going to be 141 grams of pork. I'm going to have 255 grams of normal potato, along with this 3/4 cup of green beans and a quarter cup of peanuts. Okay, so that's meal two. So I totally forgot to show you what the actual meal itself looked like after it was cooked. I'm already about halfway through, but the pork is lovely, and the potatoes came out just right. I actually cooked them in the microwave for the first time ever. Only took about 5 minutes. Again, pierced them with a knife to make sure they cooked through, and the green beans were done pretty quickly as well. So I'm going to show you now. I'm just sitting on my bed, playing some Gran Turismo actually, and eating this. So I'll show you what it looks like. There we go. It's a bit of a mess at the moment, but I got a nice picture of there. So I got my potatoes here, I got my green beans, and I got my pork steak, which was really lean and is really nice actually. And of course I got my 1/4 cup, I believe it was, 1/4 cup of peanuts. So, meal number 3. Let's move on. Here we are. Now I'm already after eating a little bit, but you get the gist of it. Same amount of sweet potato, I can't remember, I think it was 340 gram. I got a 3/4 cup of broccoli, and I got 170 grams of chicken. And basically all the meat today that I've used has been marinated with just some barbecue style rub, just some seasoning basically, and just a little bit over the top, and I've rubbed it in. But yeah, it helps a little bit with the flavour, but what doesn't help is that I have severely overcooked the chicken, both this chicken and the turkey. I've already cooked the turkey, but both of them are severely overcooked, and I'm squeezing it, but nothing's happening, so they are rock hard, but I gotta eat it, so that sucks. What is good, everybody? We are on to the training segment of this video. So as you can see here, I'm doing some Spider-Man push-ups. This is something I haven't really done before starting this program. It's an interesting exercise to say the least, really bringing in the chest, but the abs a lot as well. It is primarily an ab exercise, and basically what I will be doing throughout these programs now is starting off with my ab workouts, get them out of the way because they warm up pretty much your whole body, and that's really what you want before you go into some heavy weight training. So I did 3 sets of these, 2 failure. I believe on this one I got about 20 or so, which is kind of pathetic, but they're not something I've done a lot of before, as I said. Moved on to these, again, something I haven't really done a lot of. A lot of these body weight exercises for abs I haven't really done a lot of. Most of the time when I'm training abs, I'll do weighted crunches, leg raises, and some weighted crunches on the machines around, but a lot of this is just body weight based, and it's completely different to what I'm used to. So these are called windshield wipers, if you've never heard of them before. And basically I did 4 sets of 20 on this, and it's an odd exercise. It really does bring in your obliques a lot, and it definitely left me sore after I went home. This entire workout did. Pretty much it's crazy, like, because you wouldn't think of body weight as putting so much pressure on you as the weight once would, but it's just so high intensity that my body was not used to it, and it just took a while to get used to it. So this was 3 sets of 30 on the Russian twist before moving on to these wrist curls with the palms down. Again, something I'm not used to, and it was odd just thinking riding a motorcycle, pretty much all I was thinking of as doing this, before moving on to a dumbbell pullover. I believe, hang on, I'm just going to see how many sets I did on this. Pullover 3 sets, 12 to 14, excuse me. I have my little list here because I'm still not entirely used to this whole workout, but yeah, dumbbell pullovers are great. I have done these a lot before. You really want to contract the chest right there at the top. It's as if you're doing a most muscular pose, the hands together. You want to really just pretty much act as if you're doing most muscular when you're doing this exercise. Then we moved on to a bent over row. One of my favorites, pretty much a staple point for back training. I kept it quite light because we were going for 3 sets of 12 to 14, and each week now I'm moving up either the repetitions or the sets. For instance, second week this will go up to 4 sets, 12 to 14, and then the week after will be 4 sets, 16 to 20, and so on. Moved on to that pull down, of course, another staple point. Form could have been a little bit better here, but I was going as heavy as possible. 3 sets, 12 to 14 again. Now the interesting part of this program, supersets, and this looks like lightweight because it bloody hell it was lightweight. Basically what you got to do here is 5 minutes back and forth between, in this case, a single arm dumbbell row and a barbell curl, or an easy bar curl in my case. But you do 5 minutes of that back and forth as many times as possible, and that is 1 set. And basically it drains the hell out of you. It really does. It fatigues you like nothing else I've ever experienced. So that's 1 set, as I said,
and you do 6 sets of that. So you're working 30 minutes on supersets non-stop. It's insane. It really is crazy. And some of the days are, I mean, you're taking in large muscle groups. Like day before this, I believe, was squats and an overhead press. It was crazy intense, and it's really tough, especially when the gym is packed. You know, it's much harder when you're alone, especially. So it's great to have Chris there, and we can just kind of hog all the equipment. I know I hate when people do that, but it has to be done in this case. So after these, moved on to cable flies. I love my cable flies, and this was 3 sets, 12 to 14. I went as heavy as I could on this, and made sure that my form was correct the entire way through, and really trying to squeeze just at the end of it there, bringing my pinkies together, and it just kind of forces that little bit more blood into the chest. After this, something kind of odd I wasn't too sure about, but I did them anyway. Single leg bridge. Now it's a lot like a thrust, but just with one leg in the air, and I'm not even sure if I was doing them right, but basically just kind of squeeze the glute and brings the lower back in as well. As I said, not something I'm used to, but none of this really was. So this was 3 sets, 12 to 14 each leg, and again it's going to move up and vary throughout the weeks. So I hope you guys enjoyed. It was nice to kind of get back in and record some stuff in the gym for once. So yeah, I will let you guys get back to the video. Okay everyone, finished in the gym. Now here we go. I don't think the footage is going to make you appreciate just how difficult and intense those kind of workouts are. Now, this is the first time in a long time that I have managed to record an entire workout full way through. Obviously I'm not going to record the 4 sets of one thing, 5 sets of one thing, you know. Now I did manage to get at least 1 set of everything recorded to show you what I'm going through. And basically it's very, very high intensity, as you can see. There's not much rest between things, especially superset. Got 5 minutes straight of non-stop supersetting for 6 sets. We're talking half hour of just that superset, you know. Crazy high intensity, crazy. So I'm not going to talk too much into it right now because I'll have done a voiceover. But thoroughly enjoyed it. It's always difficult, and when you're in there doing it, it makes you feel like you want to die. You just don't want to go back. You come out and it's completely different. You want to go back in, you want to do it again. And I really like when the gym is empty and I can get stuff recorded for you guys. Lately I've been going in the evenings with Chris, and the place is packed. There's no chance of recording, no chance. So I'm coming in with Leah a little bit more often now. We're gonna split it up. I'll come in with Chris half the week, Leah with the other half. So hopefully I can get some interesting footage at least. You know, once every little while, show you guys what I'm going through. Now today, as you saw, was chest, back, biceps, and abs. Abs you always start with. It's more of an over body, a whole body, warm up, and it gets you ready for the weight training then. And of course, a lot of physique guys will not train abs with weight, purely because it will thicken up the waist and kind of make things a little bit more blocky. I know when you're training abs with weights, it will give you a little bit more of a defined look. Your abs will be a little bit blockier. But the physique guys, they don't really want that. They want to keep the waist as thin as possible, get that nice V taper. And you know, Sadiq is my coach at the moment. He's a physique guy. Of course, he is going into the classic physique now, this year, next year, whenever it's coming on. And no doubt he'll do well there. He's basically a modern day Zayn, so pretty much perfect for that category.
Come on. That's a hell of a lot of oats. Oh crap.
get up to 113. So close. I'm gonna stop right there. Look at the amount of oats. Oh my god. 113 grams oats. Okay, so I've got my 113 grams of oats. I'm now going to take 2 scoops of protein powder. It's just chocolate flavour. So I've actually never had this one before, but 2 scoops. 1. And yeah, that should be 2. So gotta say, it is crazy the difference in the amount of food you can actually eat when you're eating so clean in comparison to the likes of eating a pizza or something of that kind around lunch or dinner time. Because if I was to go off and eat that kind of thing, that would take up near enough half my calories for my day. And I gotta say, today being the first day of this whole set plan that Sadiq has me on, it's just showing me how much you can get out of the foods. And I've stayed pretty much full the entire day from when I woke up 7:30 this morning right through to now. You gotta look at what you're gonna get out of your food, what's gonna keep you full. You gotta eat whole foods and they're gonna satisfy you the most.
Wouldn't you agree, Frank? Whole foods are best. Eat whole foods, they will keep you very, very full. You won't want to eat anything bad.
Final meal of the day. We got the turkey. 170 grams of this with some barbecue seasoning on top. I believe it's 56 grams of whole wheat pasta. 3/4 cups of carrots. And 1/4 cup of almonds. This is the layout of the meal plan for this week, and it's going to change every week obviously, but even throughout the days it depends on what time I'm actually going to the gym. Any of the days that I'm in the gym in the morning, I'm going to have that twin scoop shake and oats, and I'm going to have that directly after whatever time that is. So I actually shuffled the meals around, so I had the pork earlier on, if that makes sense. So yeah, with that I'm going to conclude this video.